Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to the classic motor hub in the Cotswolds. Now, Enzo Ferrari once said that the Jaguar E Type was the most beautiful car in the world. And if he said that, then I kind of go with that. It's a car I've always had a thing for, always wanted to drive one. And today I'm going to get to scratch that itch. But before we get to this beautiful E-Type and find out the story of why it's here, I want to talk to you about a really exciting project that I'm going to be doing this year with Turismo Watches. But in order to do that, we're going to go inside and get warm because it's freezing out here. Now then guys, welcome to the Classic Motor Hub and welcome to the channel, my mate Quentin and Andy. Now, I'm sure many of you know I do like my watches. I've done a few watch things in the past. I've even made a watch on the channel, would you believe? But these guys took it one more than that, and they have created their own watch brand, Turismo Watches. And I wanted to kind of do some stuff with these guys because I just love the story. So tell us more about Turismo. What was the inspiration and how did you get from a dream to an amazing collection of watches that we got in front?
Well, where do we start? Well, probably because we're friends, first and foremost, and Andy is a massive watch collector, and I admire his watches, and we always wanted to do a business together. So we kind of said, look, we've got this love of watches, we both love motorsport, we've been to Le Mans together, and we go to Prescott Hill Climb, and we said, look, there's something here, let's see what we can do. Yeah. And it was something that we always said, it's got to be fun. Yep. You know, the journey we want to go on has got to be fun, but we've got to have something that is really quality, well designed. Yeah. And that was the spark, really, wasn't it?
It was indeed, yeah. And also, as I think I mentioned to you before, Pete, this idea, it's coach built. Yeah. So I don't pretend to be, you know, a horological expert in terms of making a watch. Yeah. But we've scoured Switzerland and found the best parts that we can, as well as locally, to coach build, you know, a great item. Yeah. So currently you're quite early doors, really, in terms of your journey. You've just got one watch, which now, if you watched my social media over Christmas, you will have noticed I put a few teasers out because I got a Tête Rouge for Christmas, which I'm proudly wearing. So Tête Rouge is your first model. And there's a link between this watch and the car that we saw in the intro, your beautiful E-Type. Not only that kind of motorsport heritage, but the colour of your E-Type is the same as the colour of the numbers on the watch face of the Turismo.
Yeah, and we, you know, the most important part from my perspective for the colouring is all taken from livery from cars, and we've got some beautiful cars at the back here which have just got amazing colours, and we're focusing really on the 60s and 70s colour palette, and it's not just necessarily motorsport that we take our inspiration, it's the whole period. You know, we love those old movies, the Steve McQueen and kind of genre, and the James Hunt, the cigarette smoking, and all that beautiful motor racing that was going on at that period. But we felt that we needed to have something that was a bit different in our watches. So all of the colours that are in the watches, they're all taken from genuine Raoul colours, Pantone colours of those liveries. Very cool. So you know, that was the kind of main point of the design of the watch. Yeah.
Now the other thing is, I love my watches. I've got my Hoya Monaco Caliber 11, which I saved long and hard for. In fact, it was something I bought as a tribute to my parents. What I love about these is these are aspirational but achievable in terms of price point. And that's why I thought this was a great project to get involved in. So tell us a little bit more about the current watch and then a few things about what's coming next year or this year even. So price point of this?
So it starts at $795 for the Tête Rouge with the Octane NATO strap. And then they go up to $895 when you look at the strap with the Badalassi Italian leather strap with the exactly as you.
So the strap I've got. So what I love about this, so the design in the UK, built in Switzerland. But the strap, the leather work is done locally here in the Cotswolds, I believe.
It is, yeah. We found a local leather worker in Charlford, and we built up a rapport with him, and he sources the finest leathers from Italy, from France, and from Great Britain.
Yeah.
And together we've made these lovely designs, which are literally handmade.
Yeah, I have to say, when I got, the choice of which one, I do love this kind of, that's for me is about as classic a 60s, 70s motor racing strap as you can get. Yeah. And then you go all up to the metal one, which you're
the Milanese, the silver arrows we call it, which it kind of dresses it up, dress it down, dress it for sport. But we were focused on the strap because, of course, it's what took the fob watch to the wristwatch, and it counts or influences deportment so much, really. As you say, dress it up, dress it down, etc.
So plans for this year. So at the moment you've just got Tête Rouge, but you've got a couple of other models coming.
We have
downstream.
We're always spending a lot of time at the drawing board. We probably went through at least 100 designs just to come up with this first watch.
Yeah.
But it never stops, and we're driven to, what more can we add to this brand?
Yeah.
So we've got 3 watches that we're currently working on. They're all quite different, but the premise of all the watches, they're very colourful.
Yeah.
We're not going to be producing dull, boring watches. We want something that, the watch, the strap, everything works beautifully together and evokes this kind of car colour advertising banners that you see everywhere at motorsport events. So 3 watches. We've got some ideas on the website, so that you can have a look at those.
The one that set my social media on fire was the golf-inspired one with the golf
one we
colours.
don't have at the moment.
So get that one made quickly because there's people out there waiting to buy it. So before we move on to the E-Type, which I'm very much looking forward to going and experiencing, we thought that a couple of things. I'm going to be working with the guys throughout this year. We're going to try and do some videos mixing that car and watch culture, because the more I tap into it, the more I realise that generally speaking, that if you like your cars, there's a good chance you like your watches, and vice versa. I think there's something to do with the style and the engineering and stuff. So we've got some ideas around mixing that link of following the journey of Turismo as a brand and of the watches you've got coming. But also linking that with some really cool cars, which was the idea about today, to get out in Andy's E-Type, which I'm very much looking forward to. And being at a spectacular venue like this is the ultimate man cave.
It is.
Yeah. It is absolutely stunning place. Some of the cars out here, I mean, I can see from here a D-Type Jaguar, an original D-Type Jaguar, and that is a lot of money.
It is, but we can also recommend the pastas and the coffee, can't we?
Yeah, they're very good. Yeah, they're very, very good.
Complete package.
So
here.
if you're interested in Turismo, I'll put the details in the description below. And the guys who've been very kind, we're doing a little bit of a Petrol Ped peddler's offer. So if you buy one of these and you use the code Petrol Ped at checkout, you will get a NATO strap for free with the watch, which is the one, I'll put a bit of B-roll, it's that one. So that's really cool. So if you want to get involved, as I said, I'll put the details below. But guys, I cannot wait to kind of watch, to see what you're doing with the brand. I really love it. I was looking to try and get a watch brand to do some more work with, and the fact that I know you, and suddenly out of the blue you said, Ped, did you know I've started a watch company? I was like, no, tell me more. So we jumped on a Zoom call, and we're here as a result.
This must be fate.
I know, absolutely. So I think one more coffee in the coffee shop, and then we'll take your car out for a spin.
Okay.
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
You all right to kind of stay here and stay in the warm?
I'm not sure I'd fit in this car.
Right, let's go and have a drive. But all the details you need, if you want more information about Turismo, I'll put in the description below. But now I think I need to go and drive my first E-Type. Mate, she's beautiful.
Well, thank you very much.
So come on, tell me about this, because I've got this massive thing about E-Types, either the coupe or the convertible. How long have you had it? History, age?
Well, I have to say it's the least desirable of the most desirable.
Okay.
It's Series 1 2+2.
Yeah.
So if you're a real aficionado, it's the least desirable because the roofline is about another 1 or 2 inches higher. But for me and you, Pete, today, that means we can actually get in it.
This is a good thing. Because I guess if you've got the convertible, you've got infinite roofline, which is fine.
Well, you do, but your head is then above the kind of the,
Because it is quite, so that's quite a high.
It is. But genuinely, it means that someone of normal stature, such as you and I, we can get in it, drive it, enjoy it.
Yeah.
So it's a 4.2, 1966, Series 1. There are about 3,500 of these made.
Yeah.
And I've had it just over 20 years.
20 years?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my friends couldn't believe it. I bought it a month before our first child appeared, my son. So it was like, what are you doing? Hang on, there's a baby on the way and you bought an E-Type? But it was a bargain at the time, Pete. So it was the price of less than a second-hand Mondeo at that time.
Me, man.
That's the vagaries of the market.
Can we pop the bonnet?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So it gets used most of the time, as you can see by the leaves and detritus. But yeah.
Wow.
And it's pretty much bog standard. Yeah. Other than the aluminium radiator, just to try and keep it cool.
Yeah.
That's it. It's here to do a job.
Should we take it for a spin?
Come on, let's do it.
It's freezing out here. Hope it's got a good heater. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, what an amazing place this is. It's got some stunning cars.
It is a superb place. And we found it almost by accident because we are literally in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Beautiful Cotswold countryside. So the amazing thing, now Andy and I first met over 5 years ago at a mutual friend's house on Christmas Day.
We did, yep.
And I'd only been doing YouTube about it would have been a year because it was the end of the first year. So I had a couple of thousand subscribers and we ended up talking cars and you said, I've got this E-Type, and I went, I'd love to film with that one day. And here we are, 5 years later.
Yep, you never came back.
Finally filming with it.
As we said, I bought it 20 years ago. I'd had a Spitfire and always had hoped to have an E-Type, and at the time they were affordable. I bought it blind, but I've never regretted it. The 2 seats meant that I could get my son, who I've mentioned before, and then my daughter who appeared. We all got in it and we went out and used it.
I love that.
Yeah, it's taken me to Le Mans 24 hours a number of times. So it's a faithful old friend.
Yeah. Goodwood Revival.
Goodwood Revival, of course. Yep.
And it's stunning. So is it pretty much a standard, interior and exterior? You've done any restoration work on it? Or?
Well, the main thing is it's the wrong colour. Although we love the colour, Pete.
All right.
So someone somewhere along the lines, it used to be opalescent golden sand, which sounds horrible. It's like a champagne, kind of metallic champagne colour. Yeah. But it's beautiful, but it would have gone with the red interior. So other than that, it's completely original.
Did you paint it this colour?
No.
It was this colour when you bought it?
It was this colour when I was bought it, yeah. So it's been bare metal resprayed. Yeah. It's all where it should be. It's never been taken apart, which is why it drives well. It feels like one whole lump. Yeah. So it's a faithful companion, something I love.
So I don't know a huge amount about classics in terms of prices and costs and stuff. My guess is that E-Types now are starting to get to a point where they're quite expensive to get hold of.
Yeah.
A good one.
Yeah, I was lucky. Yeah. I think, as we mentioned, it's the vagaries of the market. When I bought this, you could have bought a second-hand Mondeo. Well, that would have cost you more. So the deal was, with my wife, sell the Spitfire, stop smoking. Hey presto, get an E-Type. So
well, I know for a fact the Spitfire's gone, but you had a tab before you got in the car, so that didn't work.
Well, yeah. It's been on and off.
On these roads, we could well meet Harry Metcalf.
Could we? Who's he?
I don't know. He's the only YouTuber older than me. Ah, there we go. She makes progress, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Because that's more like it. Wow.
I have to say the speedo's not very accurate, Pete. So it's saying 80, we could be doing anything between 40 and 90. There's a corner coming.
It's just going, yeah, we're going that fast.
Yeah. I haven't been stopped for speeding, but it would be an excuse.
Yeah,
if I were.
Officer, the speedo is somewhat dodgy.
Right.
So, you sat in that seat much?
No.
Ever?
As I say, no, I haven't. So I'm trusting you, okay, Mr. Ped.
The trust levels are very high. I think those two are having a chat up ahead. Look.
It looks like they are.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Driving position is your legs are canted off to the right a little bit, but not as much as some classic. I drove a Cobra, and the gearbox is kind of so far in here, your legs kind of point out that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll head up there. Maybe once they see us coming, they'll.
But as you can see, for taller guys, it's actually comfortable.
It's not too bad. When I was looking at you driving it, your legs looked a bit akimbo and a little bit uncomfortable, but actually, it's all right.
Yeah, it is. It's partly mini Morris Minor kind of sit up and beg.
Yeah.
Partly kind of relaxed.
Yeah, I'm just going to approach these two chatting farmers. You never know, one of them could be Harry. He can go on the grass. He's in a 4x4, and I'm in a lovely E Type. So let's go for at least more than one gear. The engine is so smooth and so torquey, and that gear change is beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it because it's notchy. You know where you are.
Yeah. And the thing what I always find about when you drive older cars is, I had it when I drove an Audi Quattro. I drove a 1981 Audi Quattro, and I can just remember sitting in it, driving it, thinking, this car's impressive today. Are we going to go straight over here? Is that nice?
Why not?
Nice
We can.
straight?
Yeah, that looks nice and straight.
That's a very long bonnet.
It is.
It was impressive today. What would it have been like in 1981?
Yeah.
This, what would this be like in period?
Yeah,
Can you
61,
imagine?
62, yeah.
Because it's got, it's a torquey motor.
Yeah. So, but if you pop it into third, and anything above 1200 RPM, it will do the biz, and it's.
Oh, this is proper special. It's really special. I think it's the bonnet view. I'm getting used to these big long bonnets, having driven Morgans recently with the louvres and everything. But it's just, and I don't get the feeling it's a car that you particularly want to, drive fast and thrash. This is just a drive cool.
It is. You're right.
You don't want to go too fast. You want people to see you in it, right?
Yeah.
You want to just yeah.
It's a bit of an oil tanker as well. You kind of point it and then it decides to.
Well, I guess that if you want a performance E-Type, you go to Eagle and get them to build you one and spend an awful lot of money on one. Oh, this is lovely, man. I feel very privileged.
Well, it's absolutely my pleasure.
I really do feel very privileged. I didn't realise until we were just about to kind of get in the car that Andy did mention that he'd never let anybody drive it apart from himself.
We seem to have come down the windiest single.
Yeah, it's probably not the best roads to be coming down, to be honest.
You're very brave.
Oh, no, you are.
Too.
I know. Yeah, so on videos normally, zooming down B roads and country roads. Look at this for a road. This is beautiful. I think for me, it's the smoothness of that engine.
It's totally, isn't it?
I know it's a Jaguar, right? So people often do that link between purring, but it really does just purr. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna look for a lay-by and hand you back the driver's side. Otherwise,
we are lost
because we don't know where we are. We're on a narrow road. But guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. As a massive thanks to Andy and to Quentin for getting me involved in Turismo. We've got some really cool stuff this year. I'm looking forward to it very much. But mate, thank you so much for trusting me with your car. It's very special. We're now in Yanworth. Do you know where we are now?
No. Thank you for bringing me here.
It's beautiful though. It's the kind of road that you should be driving an E-Type down, really. But yes, very special to scratch my E-Type itch, as it were. I can imagine the sort of big, long, fast-flowing road would be amazing, but even just a little bit of a go down. Look at this for a tight bend. My goodness me! Wow.
Nicely done, though.
Well, you know, I don't want to crash your car. But yes, from the beautiful Cotswolds, from the seat of an E-Type Jag, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. I will put all the details for Turismo in the description below, so check them out and keep tuned to the channel. Lots of very cool stuff coming soon. But we'll see you on the next film. Drive safe.